Alright, so today we are playing our second round of a Pauper League here to try and get everything set up. We're trying to do a little bit of testing for the team tournament to make sure that I've got everything, my ducks in a row and everything put together. This is the changes that I talked about making to the sideboard after my last go through. I really like the main deck. I think Voldaren Epicure is a very good slot into this deck, so I really like it. I talked about playing some number of Molten Rain, a second Firebrand Archer, and a second Martyr of Ashes to really try and help shore up the other matchups that are in the format. So I think this is a good option and just a really solid place to start. So let's see. I didn't check to see. Oh, yeah, we're rolling. Pauper League. Yeah, I'm excited to test this a little bit. One, I just really enjoy playing Burn, and two, it's I don't know, like you get so many powerful cards. It's basically Legacy Burn, like honestly. Oh, we don't want that. Yep, there's that reminder that our last league was 2 and 3. We were playing Rakdos Rock in Pioneer, and like that's just one of those decks that's like really good, like, and sometimes it's kind of awkward. I also think a lot of my losses with that deck come from the fact that I'm not the best mid-range player in the world. Like, and I'll say that more than anybody. I definitely succeed with aggro decks way more than I succeed with mid-range decks. It's just kind of who I am. It's the way I've learned to play the game over the years and the way I've set everything up for me to play. So this is much more at my speed. So I'm hoping that we can have honestly, I'm kind of hoping for a 4-1 here. I think with some of the changes I've made to the sideboard, we've put ourselves in a better position. I think I put myself in a better position to win with the sideboard changes in the current format metagame. But we'll see. Sometimes I'm horribly wrong about those metagame calls that I like to make, so. Sorry, Carly's telling me about there's people washing her windows right now, and I'm just like, like when she texts me, I can hear Carly telling me a story, like, and it's just so funny to like read her text messages sometimes. If I could type, maybe I'll get this message back to her. Oh, Lord. And now she sent me this follow-up gif of Johnny Depp, like, swinging back and forth. Okay. Kyle said we're doing a mulch. I don't even know what I assume it means he's like mulching his, like, I don't know, like his parents' house or something. Alright, or maybe we're not going to play Pauper. I found 2 games and people haven't been ready to play. Alright, third time's a charm. Let's go, opponent. Be here. And if it's the same person joining the queue over and over again to not join games, like, I hope you get taste buds in your butthole. Like, that's terrible. That's awful. Who would do that to people? Although that would be quite funny gag reel to have, is just joining and just looking for a queue and never actually joining. So I like this hand. The Skewer the Critics present a little bit of an awkward drawback, so at least they can anyway. Ooh, we're playing the mirror. I don't even, like, how do you play the mirror? I'll see a Rift Bolt and suspend a Rift Bolt myself. League 1 of Pauper. We're just playing the mirror. Did not think I'd see that coming, so... Needle drop. Ew, he hit a land. No. No. Alright. So, we're gonna Rift Bolt you, and then I'm gonna play my Thermo-Alchemist here. They either have land Searing Blaze, and that's very unfortunate for me. It's like, or they don't have an answer to my Thermo-Alchemist, which is great. Deal a damage to you. Kill your Thermo-Alchemist, sir. Always yield to this trigger. Trigger! Needle drop your face. Hit a land, please. Ugh. We're just doing it. I'm actually not going to tap the Thermo-Alchemist here in case there is an off chance that he's playing G2 Lava Runner. That would be some points that I just get to save by doing that. So, ooh, he's on the Epicure list too. Intertesting. I respect it though. Oh, he's looking for an answer. Ooh, he's flooding. Oh, he wasn't using Needle Drop to find a land. He was using Needle Drop to try and find something to do. Alright, well, our Curse of the Pierced Heart is currently going to match the damage output of his Voldaren Epicure. So, a Mountain wins the game, any burn spell wins the game, basically. Well, I mean, Needle Drop can put you into some pretty good stuff here. 1, 2, 3. And Fireblast you again. And then, if this doesn't resolve, we have another Curse of the Pierced Heart. Ha 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 ha. Alright. So our opponent drew pretty poorly. Is Firebrand Archer worth it? I think Firebrand Archer might be worth it just to put on some extra pressure because I don't really like Curse of the Pierced Heart here. So I think we'll just try the Firebrand Archers over the 2 Curse of the Pierced Hearts and see what we can do. The fact that you draw so many lands in this Pauper deck is crazy to me, honestly. Like, I'm always playing this deck going, how am I drawing so many lands? Probably shouldn't keep this, but we're on the draw and I have a Needle Drop, so YOLO swaggins. Voldaren Epicure. Ew. I mean, it's a good card. I'm actually just going to play my own Epicure considering I drew a land there. Oh, I'm blocking, fool. Don't test me. Don't test me! Blocking there every time, boy. When I run out my Thermo-Alchemist, it'll probably eat a removal spell here, but that's 3 points that didn't come to me, so hopefully my opponent doesn't have land Searing Blaze. That would be ultimately awkward for us. They could have Skewer the Critics here to finish off my Thermo-Alchemist. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so I like playing Chain Lightning while we're tapped out here. I'm going to play Needle Drop just to see what we hit here. I also like playing this Chain Lightning while they're tapped out here. That's 6 points that we've dodged just by playing it when they were tapped out. We're doing that thing with our life total. Okay, cool. We're also now at a spot where we're like 1 land and like 1 burn spell away from like winning the game here. Fireblast is insane. That's not bad. Alright, well our opponent's racing us pretty well here. I'm just going to go ahead and cast this here. Any burn spell wins the game. So they are playing Lava Runner. Interesting. They're playing the complete package here. They're playing the maybe you want Lava Runners for the mirror? Nah, I don't think that's right. I mean, maybe it's good enough. I don't know. Burn spell? Hey, we did it. We did it. Hooray. Voicimo. Dora. Alright, well, we win the Burn Mirror round 1. I like that. I like playing the Burn Mirror. And the fact that we were able to keep our Thermo-Alchemist around game 1 for an extra turn. I mean, that thing did like 4 extra points. Like, it was crazy. Funny part's we won the mirror and we never even saw Searing Blaze. Searing Blaze is generally very good in the Burn Mirror. Guy's name is Barf. Hi, and good luck, opponent. I mean, we're on the draw. I think I'll keep this. We're on the draw with an Epicure in our hand, so artifact land. Okay. I'm going to attack and see what our opponent does here. I feel like they're probably going to Galvanic Blast this or something. No? I don't really know what our opponent's up to here, but I feel like we're in a pretty decent spot so far. We have a couple of points just coming in like this. Based off the fact that they're playing artifact lands, it makes me think that I want my Smash to Smithereens. Target player. Oh. Ho ho. Okay. I see you, opponent. Well, there is no Skullcrack, so they're definitely playing like the Galvanic Blast, like artifact land thing, but in Pauper. It's interesting because I've never seen it in Pauper, so. I'm going to go ahead and fire off Chain Lightning here. Again, they're tapped out. I don't want this to turn into a race somehow. With them having life gain cards, I think it's important that we stay above board. So even if their play is just Vampire's Kiss, they're dead, which is fine. Probably just going to try and... Looks like they're going to loot a blood token. Discard Alms of the Vein. Alright. Well, that's pretty good, actually. Well, I think they're still dead here. We're going to attack for 2. They'll go to 9. There's no way for them to actually... I was like, there's no way for them to actually gain any life there or do anything like that. So, I mean, they gained 5 life that game. So the artifact lands have indestructible. I'm going to cut a Searing Blaze and 3 curses and try it that way. Searing Blaze, like, they're probably playing some amount of artifact creatures. Like, they're probably playing their own Epicures, if I had to guess. But but I'm not 100% sure what exactly they're up to. It's obviously just like that artifact burn deck that we saw in Modern for a while, but I'm curious to see how that translates back into Pauper. So... Alright, our opponent's taking a minute to sideboard here. What Pro Tour is this? Magic the Gathering World Championship. I wonder what year this was. Because Reed Duke is playing Turbo Emrakul and BBD is playing Bant Humans. Now, I know BBD won the World Championship, but what on God's green earth is Turbo Emrakul? Looks like some kind of Teamer Emrakul pile. Ooh. Dahlia Heretic Cathar. That was a sweet card. Yeah, we're going to keep this as well. I think this hand's fine. We have a good sideboard card in it, so... Enter testing. Now, the cool thing here is that Smash the Smithereens is a Stone Rain. Vault of Whispers. I think Galvanic Blast is a common. I'm pretty sure you can play that. I wonder if Shrapnel Blast is a common. I'm gonna look up that set legality. Shrapnel Blast set legality. Yeah, so you cannot play Shrapnel Blast in Pioneer. Alright, so we at least know we're not playing around that. Huh. Draw a land, please. Alright, so we didn't draw a land. It's not at the end of the world. Our opponent appears to be playing a slower deck. Yeah, I feel like they're just on like a Rakdos Burn list. Ooh, they're playing Faithless Looting. Oh, they can play Faithless Looting because they're playing Fiery Temper and Alms of the Vein. They might just like hit me for like 6, and it's going to be a 9-point life swing if they have Alms of the Vein Fiery Temper here to discard. This might be something fun to play too. Okay, so they discard Mountain and Fiery Temper, no Alms of the Vein. Alright, I'm going to suspend Riftbolt here. I don't really think there's a way to get punished for suspending Riftbolt. I would love, like, seeing a land would have been awesome because we could have just, like, smashed the Smithereens, their Black Source here. I mean, Stone Rain you and Lightning Bolt you in the same card is pretty good. Especially for 2 mana. Especially for 2 mana. Okay. Well, I mean, slowly but surely they are getting us here. think I'm just going to attack and set up for Thermo-Alchemist here. I think Thermo-Alchemist provides the highest upside. Now, they probably have a removal spell here in some way, but I do think Thermo-Alchemist provides the highest upside. Because if nothing else, like, our lightning bolt and our lava spike, those now deal 4 each instead of 3 each, so it's 1, 3, 4, so it's 4, 5, 8. It's 9 points instead of 6. Thermo-Alchemist is essentially 3 extra points on 2 spells, so that's pretty great. What the heck is Kitchen Imp? That's interesting. Flying and haste for a 2/2. Alright, land for our Searing Blaze. Alright, so we're going to hold on to the Lightning Bolt here and just not play anything. Because I'd rather hold up for another creature like that, even though I'd really like to not have to Lightning Bolt it because Searing Blaze is just going to be better. They have 2 cards in their hand, so it feels like they're playing more of like a Value Town burn style strategy than just like traditional burn. Discard a land. I mean, it's a good way for them to cycle, so. Oh, I'll have to call my dad back after this league. Okay, flashback Faithless Looting. Oh, wow. Oh, so it's the bounce land. Yeah, I think I'm willing to go to 8 here. I don't know. I think every point matters, and I think once you're below, like once you're like at the being 9 or lower, just kind of turns on all their burn spells, and being at 8 is just to Galvanic Blast to kill us. So. Okay. I mean, Voldaren Epicure has dealt like 5 points this game. Like, this has been like a great card this game. Because you don't ever want to deal with it because it's a 1/1. Like, we'll smash Smithereens something at the end of their turn here. Okay, so they discard a land. Definitely getting the value here of filtering. I mean, sure, you can pick what you want here. Wonder what they want Duress for. Like, I'm interested that they play Duress. Because, I mean, a lot of times, like, the burn deck and Pauper, like, or honestly in any format, can just run out of cards. They're just taking Lava Spike here? Okay. Fiery Temper? Alright. We go to 7. We're going to put them to 10. Then they'll go to 9 off the Epicure. This has been one of the grindiest burn games I think I've ever played in my life. Okay. Alright, opponent. And there's a lot of value in our opponent's deck. I don't know what they could do for 1 mana here. So I'm just going to hold the land here. I mean, our cards will essentially finish the game off here. Because Riftbolt is 6, Searing Blaze is to 3, and then Fireblast is lethal. But we need to be able to get through everything first. They still got 4 cards in hand, so I mean, it's not like this game is just over. Okay. Glad I hung on to the land here. Jeez. I mean, we're at 3. Like, Galvanic Blast or anything, like, kills us here. Yep, that's unfortunate. We missed lands too many times in a row, and our hand was a little too awkward. So, I still really like the smashes. I think the Searing Blaze, like the 3 Searing Blaze, is fine. Yeah, I think we'll just run it back and just try to get them that way. This is one of those matches that we're like, we'd like to get under them quickly if possible, so... Our opponent takes a while to sideboard. I don't really understand why. Like, I don't really know what changes from game 1 to like, or game 2 to game 3. I mean, I know some people like to sideboard differently, depending on whether they're on the play or the draw. Most of the time I don't, if you want the truth. Like, there aren't a lot of cards that I feel like really change being on the play or the draw. I mean, you can probably look back through my videos and see that, honestly. Sometimes, like Eidolon is one of those ones that's very, like, that's a better on the play but worse on the draw, so that is one of the exceptions I make. Very rarely is Eidolon good on the draw, so... I guess it can be in the right matchup, but like if somebody's ever putting pressure on you, then yeah, if somebody's putting pressure on you, then like there is absolutely like no reason to have Eidolon in on the draw, in my opinion. Alright, we get to be on the play here for game 3. This hand is solid. Much bork, much bork. Gonna keep this. 2 lands is where you want to be at with this deck. And having Epicure to lead on is pretty solid. The only thing that could make this, like, if they play their own Epicure here, if we, like, draw into a Searing Blaze, would be awesome, but... We'll go ahead and cast Chain Lightning here. They can't fire it back at us right now, so that's pretty good. Duress is fine. They're probably just taking the Lightning Bolt here. Oh, they're taking the Smash, which means they have an artifact that they think is important enough to keep around. Bouncing the Bloodfill Caves back to your hand is kind of annoying. Drawing Needle Drop is pretty good. Allows us to deal a damage and cantrip here, so... we'll just continue to say go here. If they have another Duress, that's fine. I think that holding the land adds more value than not, so... There are 3 Searing Blazes left in our deck. Alright, they go to 9. They don't do anything with the last. I think we'll play the land here. Might have been a small reason to hang on to it there. They knew that our hand was land Lightning Bolt, so... It's like if they could stop gaining life, that'd be great. They essentially started this game at 22. Suspend Rift Bolt, play Thermo-Alchemist, and say go. Thermo-Alchemist is a card that has to be dealt with. And if it's not dealt with, it will kill you. So I was like, they're gonna have to fire off a spell here to deal with this. Where we're sitting at currently, any burn spell wins the game off the top. Now, it's very possible that they have an Alms of the Vein or a Vampire's Kiss or like whatever it's called. The 2-drop that gains them 2 life. It's like mini Helix and creates 2 treasure tokens. Sacrifice your land to draw some cards. Alright, so obviously their hand wasn't very good. Now, they could have drawn some good things there, but their hand wasn't very good. I wish Skullcrack was a common. Wish you could play Skullcrack on your sideboard. That would be awesome. I have a black floating, so they're probably discarding Alms of the Vein. Yep. So they're just going to negate our Rift Bolt. Alright, well your draw has worked out very well, opponent, because I mean you have to draw these bounce lands in order to actually make them worth your time, and they have. Because normally that Bloodfell Caves, like even if the Bloodfell Caves just gains them 2, it's fine, but like that 3rd point is so relevant. I mean, they've essentially gained 5 life, and next turn they're going to gain a 6th. Alright, well, I mean, we're doing what we can here. If they like Duress us or something, we'll just double Lightning Bolt them. Yep, I'm willing to go to 13 here. I think our only choice at this point is to just race our opponent, so we're just going to continue on that plan here. Would love to have a Skullcrack to just get them with. Okay. All right. Fireblast. Mountain's not going to do it. So we've drawn a 5th mountain and 15 cards. Not super likely, but this is something I was talking about earlier. It's weird to always look back on this deck and go, why am I drawing so many lands? Like, this is the deck in the world that I play the least amount of lands in, and I feel like I'm always flooding. Like, there is so much inconsistency at 17 lands. You're always either getting stuck on lands or you're always flooding. This red-black version of the deck is very interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to bolt this. I don't have any choice. I can't go to less than 3. Like, they could still have the Galvanic Blast and, like, a bolt to kill me or something here, but I have to... Jesus. Now I draw a Searing Blaze? Yeah, I mean, this game's over. Like, I'm not going to take the time to play this one out. Like, our opponent started the game at 28, basically, and we almost still won the game. We were actually in a spot where if we drew Fireblast, we would have won the game. Knowing what I'm playing against, I would want to see... I'd want to bring in Molten Rain next time, knowing that we can just get them with the Molten Rain. So, yeah, again, we're on the draw. I think this hand's fine. Play a Mountains, I go. If our opponent plays Thermo-Alchemist here, we will just play land and Searing Blaze. They might also just be on something else. They might not be on Burn at all. Is this the same thing I just played against? Maybe this is like the new Burn list. Maybe this is like what people are trying to do instead of playing Burn and Pauper now. And if it is, maybe I need to pick this stuff up because it would be a good... It's a good list. It has a lot of value. I like the idea of playing Faithless Looting. I've really enjoyed playing that card over the years, so... Really need our Thermo-Alchemist to live here. There's like an ungodly low chance of that happening, but it would be nice if it did. Man, that's value. They're going to get to Fiery Temper my Thermo-Alchemist and put a Kitchen Imp into play. Now, the only good thing that comes from that is that we do have land Searing Blaze rolled up, so... And I'm going to go ahead and Needle Drop now. I know that they always have the option to fire the Chain Lightning back at us, but I think I would rather just be in a spot where I'm drawing a card off Needle Drop when I have that opportunity. I think the 1 damage and replacing itself presents too much value. Plus, they're a deck that likes to tap out a lot. See, like again, they're tapping out right here, which gives us a perfect opportunity to play the Chain Lightning without them being able to flicker it back at us. I don't even need to play the Needle Drop. My God, they're mowing near my apartment, and it is ungodly loud. If they could just go away, that'd be great. All right, Fireblast is like just awesome. Okay, knowing what we're playing against now, I don't even think I want the Smashes. I think that's a trap, but I do want the Firebrand Archers. I want them to have to deal with my stuff here. And I think Searing Blaze is moderately a trap in this matchup, so I'm going to take out 1. And when I say Searing Blaze is a trap, what I'm saying is that, like, Searing Blaze is peak. Like, peak Searing Blaze is on turn 2, land, Searing Blaze, kill your thing. And when you're not doing that, then it's a little worse. And you're not doing that in this matchup. Oh, I think I gotta keep her stuff off the field here. Like, that thing dealing 1 like 3 or 4 times to me is just bad enough for me to not want it to stick around. Drawing a 4th land was also really bad. Literally what I was talking about earlier. We kept 3 lands, and we've drawn a 4th and a 5th and 9 cards. There's 17 lands in our deck. And I know some people are playing 16 in the burn list, but you just can't convince me that's right. Like, you just can't. Playing 16 lands is so inconsistent. Playing 17 lands is already really inconsistent, but like playing 16 is just like wildly wrong in my opinion. We're just gonna hit 6 here and say go. I mean, the fact that there's not a way to stop life gain in Pioneer is very weird. Or if there is and somebody in the chat knows about it, I would love to hear about it. Because the fact that there's not like a Skullcrack effect, even for like 3 or 4 mana, is absurd. Like, why is that not a thing? Now I'm going to hold my last land here. I'm going to have to find this list and try it. Because I already have most of the cards. We're just going to say go here. My opponent's actually really smart. They're leaving up 2 red every turn cycle so that they can flicker back to Chain Lightning with me. And with them winning the race, that's really smart. They're also playing Searing Blaze in their list. Is that a 3rd Alms of the Vein? Bro. You find 3 Alms of the Vein in your top 18 cards, and we find 6 lands. Yeah, so this is literally just Rakdos Burn. I mean, I just need my draws to be good. Like, against this deck, that's all I need. I need my draws to be better than theirs. This is the start of how that looks for us. I'm not saying this is it, but this is definitely a start to it. Searing Blaze for the Epicure here. Gonna attack for 1, and then I'm just gonna play Thermo-Alchemist and say go. I don't have any interest in actually... Well, they lightning bolted that, which means they're gonna have to waste another removal spell on this, which I'm okay with. Land Skewer. Okay. Gonna always yield to this trigger. Okay, I don't know why Moto does that sometimes, but it drives me crazy. Alright, say go. Alright, so they're flooding out a little bit here. But the good news is that they're playing so many like card cycling effects, it just doesn't matter. Yep. There's your 1-mana Lightning Helix, and it replaces itself. I mean, when you get there, the value's insane. Yeah, I'm still just going to say go here. I see no reason to play my land holding another Searing Blaze. Now I'm definitely going to play the land because I want to be able to play Firebrand Archer and Lightning Bolt in the same turn. No, stop. Ugh. I accidentally hit 2 instead of 1. Well. Yeah, I'll go to 9. So I think I want to play this here, even though it's not turned on. I think I just want the extra point. Of course, I drew a land. Oh, man. If 4 lands at 15 cards, I'm probably due for a land, but if I don't draw a land, I'm in really bad shape, so... Alright, play Firebrand Archer. The difference in 9 and 7... There is a difference in 9 and 7 for sure here. I just don't know how relevant it is. I think I'm forced to Lightning Bolt this thing. If they go to kill our Firebrand Archer, we're just going to Fireblast in response here. That'll still leave us with 2 lands. Playing the Firebrand Archer last turn would have been so much better. Hopefully we just draw a burn spell here. We can end the game. Question is, are they going to flicker it back? I mean, if they do flicker it back, they're dead. Question is, do you think it's worth that 3 points? So I think this just ends the game. I don't think there's any instant speed way for them to get life here. Oh, was that game 3? Well, I'm glad it worked out that way because I did not realize that was game 3. Okay, so we won one against we win one. We lose our first match against the Rakdos Burn deck, artifact deck, and then we win the second one. So we lose the first one and win the second one. I'm going to have to look this deck up and see. Pauper. It's too many A's. Metagame. Alright, what's a Pauper metagame look like? There's a deck called Boros Bully. That's interesting. Blackburn. Forked Bolt. I don't really like that. Now this is an interesting deck. Fodder Tosser, 3-mana artifact, tap, discard a card, deals 2 damage to any target or target player or planeswalker. 10 mountain, 3 Rakdos Cranium, that's the bounce land, 4 Sulphurous Mine, 4 swamp. Now that's a spicy meatball. I think there's definitely better cards to be playing in that list, but I do like it. That might have to be something I try at some point. Yeah, we'll keep this. High good luck opponent. All right, well, that's annoying. They start by gaining a life. That's their first action. They mowed pretty fast. Oh god, this is that deck. Man, they got so much value out of this deck the last time I played against them. Like, it was obnoxious how much value they got out of this deck. I've noticed those tap lands, though, that, like, gain you life are actually pretty played in this format. I think, one, because those random life points here and there are so relevant. But I think the other part of that also... don't have a land for that, please. I have a bolt for that, though. Okay. Let's needle drop. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and play all my spells here. Play my land. Even though there's 4 Searing Blazes left in the deck, I think it's okay to just go ahead and run out my spells here. What does this do? Yeah, I think it's worth holding the Lava Spike. There's nothing that they're really going to do here. Like, the only option they have is to kill my Thermo-Alchemist. And that's fine. If they're going to kill it, then Lava Spike's the same either way. But we're giving ourselves a higher upside play. Alright, our opponent goes to 5 here. We're going to hang on to the land and not play the Fireblast. Like, if they respond and, like, do something that we need to Fireblast, we will, but... oh boy. Burn spell, please. Because I do not want to have to waste a spell on Seeker of the Way. Alright, well, that worked out. I didn't know if it was going to work out, but it did. Molten Rain also seems good here. They're not really like a go wide strategy, but more of like a value town strategy. And then I think we can just cut 3 of these here, honestly, if you want the truth. They seem okay. Like, Searing Blaze is like good and like can deal with things, but I don't like Searing Blaze as much in this format because there aren't any fetch lands. So it's harder to get value off of your Searing Blazes in this format. I understand their value, but Searing Blaze is such a blowout because it's like remove your creature and bolt you on your turn. Oh, boy. I mean, this hand's great. Like, if these are the kind of hands you want to see, like, all day, this is what you want to see. Atlanta's losing to Boston. Yeah, we're going to keep... Our opponent keep 7 also. Boo. I think last time I played this matchup, I cut the Epicures because they felt very medium. Maybe the Searing Blazes are better than Epicures because of that. Okay, well, they wasted a removal spell on that, which I'm okay with. Now, them doing that aggressively either means that our opponent doesn't really know what's going on, or they have another removal spell. They have another removal spell. I was like, which is very likely. I'm going to go ahead and fire these off now. I don't want them to be able to fire these back at us, so we're just going to stay on top of that. Our opponent's at 14, and we have 13 points in our hand. Oh, there's so much value there. So much value. And now we have to lightning bolt. Actually, we can just skewer that. No, I'm going to suspend and I'm going to lightning bolt this. I don't take any chances with Seeker of the Way and Pauper, so Seeker of the Way was also very timely there, because if they don't play Seeker of the Way that turn, we can just suspend Rift Bolt and play a Lava Spike. Or actually just hold up Lightning Bolt there is better, because then that Lightning Bolt into turns 11, Rift Bolt's 8, Skewers 5, Lava Spike's 2, Fireblast is -2, so it's a 16-point turn. And that Experimental Synthesizer is such a good card. Boo. They hit us for 2. We finally go to 18. Alright, we're going to Rift Bolt them. Alright, so we're going to hold up Lightning Bolt here because of the same line we discussed earlier. Lightning Bolt is 6, Lava Spike is 3. I don't know how you beat this card. Alright, we're going to put our opponent to 2 and hope we can just wiggle the game into a certain spot. Circle of Protection red, like Circle of Protection anything is just dumb, honestly. Alright, we're going to play our mountain and say go. We're going to have to work the game into a spot where our opponent does something dumb, and we have our Lava Spike followed by a Lightning Bolt or a Fireblast or something to try and end the game with. But that's not going to happen. Now they're at 6 with a Circle of Protection red in the field. Well, they did tap out, ironically. It's just not going to be enough. We'll take this turn to kill this. We get 3 more draw steps here, basically. Alright. Concession inbound. Searing Blaze is good. Epicure's mediocre. Molten Rain will more than likely be good in this scenario, given how it goes. I don't know who's calling me, but I'm not working today. People need to get that through their brains. Alright, here we go. This seems like a more tuned list. 4 Voldaren Epicure, 4 Kitchen Imp, 2 Bump of the Night, 4 Faithless Looting, 4 Galvanic Blast, 4 Lightning Bolt, 3 Deadly Dispute, 3 Searing Blaze, 4 Vampire's Kiss, 4 Alms of the Vein, 4 Fiery Temper, 20 lands. Three Duress, 2 Nile Spillbomb, 1 Red Elemental Blast, 2 Diabolic Edict. Interesting. 3 Smash, 2 Fiery Cannonade. Interesting. I think you can just put Pyroclasm in this format. What is that? Psychotic Haze. Deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. And it has Madness for 2. That definitely seems like the list I would want to be playing if I was going to be playing that list. Alright, hopefully we can get the last game here. Yeah, I think we got to keep this. The 2 lands and the Searing Blaze makes me want to keep this hand. The Needle Drop and the Skewers do make this hand a little awkward, truthfully, but this hand is very good. I mean, honestly, all they have to do is mulligan to Circle Protection Red and they'll win the game. Like, that's straight up all they have to do. And it's dumb that there's a card that you can even just mulligan to like that and win the game. Like, that's just... It's ridiculous, in my opinion, that that's even a thing. Like, if they have Circle Protection Red right here, like, probably just concede. Giant Hawk, okay. I mean, that's fine. Like... I think I'm more interested in... Needle dropping, and we hit a land, which is awesome because now we get to play Rift Bolt and we get to play double Skewer. 11, 8, 5, 1. Alright, well, any burn spell, let me rephrase, any 1 mana burn spell wins the game here. Well, we almost had it. We got our opponent at 1 now. I mean, so they do have to respect... They have to leave up Circle of Protection Red the rest of the game. Like, there's no question about that. They just have to initiate their 5-turn clock here and then hold it up. Like, they can never let go of it. Ever. They're at 1. We probably have to hold up double activation of it, honestly. Now, this is sweet, because they have to tap out for this, or we'll be able to just go into turn, activate, into our turn, activate. A red source of your choice will deal damage to you. Prevent that this turn. Deck, you're killing me here. Do you have another removal spell? Or do we get to play this weird song and dance? It appears we get to play this weird song and dance. Deck. Drawing a mountain there was terrible. That's our 5th land and 14 cards. They have Lightning Bolt, they win the game here. Don't let them have Lightning Bolt, please. Alright, well, Burn Spell wins it here. They activate this. That's fine. They prevent the damage. I mean, I guess they could still kill us if they had Lightning Bolt, but they would have went for the Lightning Bolt. They would have went for the Lightning Bolt already. Woo! Alright, well, that worked out. We got that game, so 3-1. Hopefully we can finish with a 4-1. I said at the beginning of the league I would like to have a 4-1 here, so... that is, that's pretty good. We had a lot of outs there. I mean, drawing into a burn spell wasn't, like, crazy or anything. Like, we had a lot of outs in that situation that we were looking towards. Oh my gosh, somebody played Bant Spirits in Standard? I didn't realize that was ever a thing in Standard. That people actually did. Apparently Seth Memfield played Bant Spirits at the World Championship. I guess he was looking for Collected Company? I'm not gonna lie, I guess Collected Company was in Standard with all of that stuff. It was just so out-dominated by humans, I guess, that nobody ever really talked about it. That's the only thing that I can come up with that would have happened there. Alright, let's go. Match 5. Let's get that 4-1. I mean, double Curse of the Pierce Tart is great, but I don't think on the draw I can keep this. I think I'm happier keeping this. We have Epicure to help us redraw if we need it, and oh, it's the Artifact Land burn deck. Jesus Christ, this thing is everywhere. That's all people are playing. It's this Rakdos like burn value town deck. Jeez, that's the third time in our league that we played against this. We lost to it the first time, and we beat it the second time. So... I really like Molten Rain in this matchup. I really like Molten Rain in general. Like, honestly, against all the decks I played against today, I really like Molten Rain. When Delver was a big deck, it was just a bunch of snow basics that they played, so Molten Rain wasn't very good. Oh, what? This is some kind of Grixis version. You have my attention. Maybe this isn't the burn deck. I thought this was going to be the Rakdos Burn deck, but apparently it's not. They've decided to play, like... They're either... Like, I doubt they're playing Grixis Burn. They're probably on some kind of, like... I don't know, like, artifact pile here. Well, Deadly Dispute and Nicker Wellspring is what I would like to call Value Town. Sacrifice an artifact. Deal 1 damage to each creature without flying. So So you basically just get to use that as a sweeper. Okay. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Like, that's a pretty neat interaction. Not something I would have ever thought about in a billion years, but it is pretty neat. They did have to get rid of 2 of their lands there to do that, so... Something else, too. I don't know what else they sacrificed, though. Yeah, I'm not sure what the... I don't know what else they sacrificed. 12, 9... Or, I'm sorry, 12, 9, 6, 3. So our opponent's at 3. Land allows us to play all of our spells. Even if we draw a land, I probably won't play all of my spells. Blood Fountain. Frogmite. Upstairs. Upstairs. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and play this here. This actually doesn't seem bad. It's the missing points that we need, given enough turns, so... Okay. Pay 3, sacrifice Blood Fountain, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. So this is just Affinity. So Gorilla Shaman's going to be pretty good. Oh, pretty good. Okay. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, that doesn't really bother me from where I'm sitting, because there's just, like the Curse of the Pierce Tart is just going to help us win this race. I mean, hopefully it doesn't play that again. Additional cost, sacrifice an artifact or creature. You gain life equal to the creature's sacrifice permanent's mana value, and you draw 2 cards. That's pretty good. I mean, if they sacrifice Gurmag Angler here, that'd be insane. That's like 7 life. Alright, so our opponent's at a virtual 6 here. Yeah, I'm just going to say go here. 5, 7, 9. Which means we go to 7. They discard Ichor Wellspring. Our opponent's at 7. So Fireblast puts our opponent at 3. The Curse of the Pierce Tart trigger puts our opponent at 2. Which means a playable burn spell here wins the game. Trinket Mage, that's interesting. Yeah, so this is like Grixis Affinity stuff. It's actually pretty interesting. Kind of like it, honestly. I don't know what our opponent's looking for here, but they're digging hard. Okay. Man, my opponent's seen a ton of cards this turn. Feels like their entire hand is new, basically. Alright, we're going to activate the blood token, cycle away the mountain here. Okay. Burn spell? No, not that one. Ugh. Yeah, so alright, we're going to lose the first game here. That's disappointing. So if we draw Needle Drop, we go play the land, make 2, Fireblast, down to 3, Needle Drop to 2, Thermo-Alchemist, and we die anyway. Alright, yeah, so our series of draws was not looking very good there. Thermo-Alchemist is great. Searing Blaze is extremely mediocre. Voldaren Epicure is probably very mediocre. I think it's even safe to say that I want the Martyr of Ashes here. I think we just want to try and like grind our opponent out here. Enough Thermo-Alchemist Firebrand Archer triggers will probably put us over the top here. And I know it's weird to say grind people out with Burn, but so I think I like this hand enough to keep it, even though it has double Fireblast. Double Fireblast is something that I really try to stay away from, but I like the concept of like having Molten Rain is awesome, especially when our opponent's on a mulligan. Now, I know I kept without that knowledge, but now that they are mulliganing, like I feel like it makes our hand better. And realistically, over the course of the game, we only need to draw a couple more lands to turn on our second Fireblast. So, good with a bad, good with a bad. We're going to suspend a Rift Bolt and say go. Now, the only problem with this hand is that if we don't have a third land on curve and we don't have something else to do, like, chances are we're drawing gas here if we don't... we're drawing gas if we don't draw a third land, but we do want to see a third land here. I mean, we want to be able to cast our Molten Rain. Alright, we'll say go. Hopefully they play not one of those indestructible artifact lands. Like play like a Great Furnace or a Vault of whatever, the black one. We can try to get him here. Nice, you'd love to see it. Alright, that feels pretty good. Our opponent's honestly probably a little surprised that we're playing Molten Rain. Ooh. That feels pretty good. They cannot fire this back at us. Our opponent goes to 6. Rift Bolt and Skewer the Critics here don't play if we sacrifice 2 lands now while they're tapped out with the shields down, so I don't like that concept. Vault of Whispers, that's what it's called. They don't have an artifact creature in play to gain life off of. Yeah, that's fine. Make a treasure token, draw 2 cards. You already played your land for the turn, so... Unless you're just like sandbagging a Spell Pierce or something over there. The nerve of some people. They're mowing the grass for the first time all year in my apartment complex, and let me tell you, it's annoying. I moved in September, so I haven't even been around for them to mow the grass yet, and it's still annoying the crap out of me. I mean, if they don't have a way to deal with a Thermo-Alchemist here, like, or beat a Fireblast, like, that ends the game. Because Thermo-Alchemist is missing points 5 and 6. Yeah, sure, buddy. You can have one of my Fireblasts. Now they know what they're playing around. The question is, are they playing counterspells? Ugh. And we're still in a spot where, like, Burn Spell wins the game. Okay, deck. So well, no, it's still them taking one either way. I'm not going to 6 to their turn because if they duress me again, I am just going to make two mana and then Fireblast them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so they could play it for free. I mean, no, that's cool, but like, they must have just drawn that or something because they've been sitting on nothing for a while. Like, they've had no clock. They're not pressuring us in any way, so we've just been able to just sit here and do nothing. I'm just gonna say go here. If they try to like gain life or something in response, we're gonna do this. Oh no, they just had Hydroblast. That's backbreaking. Now they go back to 10. Ugh. Yep, I'm sure I want to let go of my mana there. Well, that's probably going to do us in for a 3-2 here. They just have to find a way to... I was like, they just have to put any kind of pressure in play, really. And we're just kind of in a tough spot. People have really made some like pretty neat decks in Pauper since I've been playing last, which has been like a few years now, but still some pretty fun ones, honestly. Like this is like pretty neat. Like this is like Grixis Affinity, but like you're still getting to play black cards and Hydroblast, and you're still getting to play Galvanic Blast. Like this is a pretty neat like concept here. And that Rakdos like blood artifact like burn deck, that deck is pretty cool too. Well, they're at 7. I mean, if we needle dropped into like a lightning bolt there, we had multiple outs. Like we still could have actually done something, but I mean, we just weren't winning that game from where we were at. That game just was not going to end well. Well, I mean, we had a 3-2 with Pauper Burn, like, and it felt pretty good. Like, I think the way the sideboard is set up is really good. I like the 2 extra Firebrand Archers to help us grind. I think those are pretty sweet. The Molten Rains have been a really good addition. I like 2. I don't know that you need more than that. Playing 3 is kind of aggressive because you are only playing 17 lands in the deck, so it's kind of a lot. The 4 red Elemental Blasts have been... I have not brought them in a single game. I don't think that that's a good reason to not bring them in. People in East Tennessee love to play Delver, so I think that I'll play against a lot of Delver when I am playing the deck. But yeah, and the smashes are really good. Martyr of Ashes is good to deal with creatures. Gorilla Shaman seems mediocre. Like you could probably talk me into like cutting a Gorilla Shaman and like playing a Firebrand Archer, like a 3rd one, to help give you those like grind, like long stay cards. Like because the more creatures you have, the more Thermo-Alchemist effect creatures you have, like the grindier you can be with this deck. Just gives you more like staying power. So also think I might play 3 Searing Blaze and a 4th Curse of the Pierced Heart. I really like that card, so I don't know. It's kind of where I'm at.